Alright guys, I'm not gonna lie, this kind of snuck up on me. Apparently Proverbs 31 is the last chapter. And looks like my puppy wants to come join us. Baker, hold up, excuse me sir. If you're gonna sit there, you're gonna have to just sit there. Don't be attacking me. I know you just want that puppy love. Have a seat. Yep, there you can sit right there in my lap. Alright guys, Proverbs 31 with Mr. Baker and me. Oh, he's changing his mind. He's going about his business. I'm going to start reading, Baker. Okay. So here we go. Now this last chapter in Proverbs says it is the sayings of King Lemuel. I think that's how you would pronounce it. The sayings of King Lemuel contain this message, which his mother taught him. O my son, oh my... Oh, what are you doing, buddy? Sorry, I saw a cocked leg. I didn't want that problem. You going through? You start going through. Now, here we go. I think he's had enough of me. O my son, O my son, O my son, O son of my womb, O son of my vows, do not waste your strength on women, on those who ruin kings. It is not for kings, O Lemuel, Lemuel, maybe Lemuel, I like that, to guzzle wine. So it is not for kings, O Lemuel, to guzzle wine. Rulers should not crave alcohol, for if they drink, they may forget the law, and not give justice to the oppressed. Alcohol is for the dying, and wine for those in bitter distress. Let them drink to forget their poverty, and remember their troubles no more. Speak up for those who cannot speak for themselves. Ensure justice for those being crushed. Yes, speak up for the poor and helpless, and see that they get justice. A wife of noble character. Who can find a virtuous and capable wife? She is more precious than rubies. Her husband can trust her, and she will greatly enrich his life. She brings him good, not harm, all the days of her life. She finds wool and flax and busily spins it. She is like a merchant ship, bringing her food from afar. She gets up before dawn to prepare breakfast for her household and plan the day's work for her servant girls. She goes to inspect a field and buys it, and her earnings she plants a vineyard. And with her earnings she plants a vineyard. She is energetic and strong, a hard worker. She makes sure her dealings are profitable. Her lamp burns late into the night. Her hands are busy spinning thread, her fingers twisting fiber. She extends a helping hand to the poor and opens her arms to the needy. She has no fear of winter for her household, for everyone has warm clothes. She makes her own bedspreads. She dresses in fine linen and purple gowns. Her husband is well known at the city gates, where he sits with the other civic leaders. She makes belted linen garments and sashes to sell to the merchants. She is clothed with strength and dignity, and she laughs without fear of the future. When she speaks, her words are wise, and she gives instructions with kindness. She carefully watches everything in her household and suffers nothing from laziness. Her children stand and bless her. Her husband praises her. There are many virtuous and capable women in the world, but you surpass them all. Charm is deceptive, and beauty does not last, but a woman who fears the Lord will be greatly praised. Reward her for all she has done. Let her deeds publicly declare her praise. I love that. I love that Proverbs ends with that. The only thing that I have to say about that, especially being a husband, and I've been a husband now for over 15 years, I simply want to be a husband worthy of that. Because I think a husband worthy of that will create for his wife what she creates for him. And that's peace and a greater relationship with Jesus, a loving family, children to be proud of, a household that is just built on the rock of Jesus Christ that wants to see everybody flourish. I think that if you have a wife like that, can count yourself among the wealthiest men in the world. And that is a reminder I give myself, that because it's so interesting how the Bible says that wives should be like that and husbands should be like this, and it does not make it dependent on the other to be that. My wife does not have to be this in order for me to be the husband of Proverbs. I do not have to be the husband of Proverbs for my wife to. Should we want to be that for each other? 100%. That's the point. But it doesn't say, oh, she is to be these things if her husband is this. No, she is to be these things to draw and to help draw that out of her husband, and vice versa. A husband is to be strong and loving and caring and providing, to draw this out in his wife. And only those acts done to glorify God can bring this out in each other. If I simply want to be a productive husband and loving and all those things simply so that my wife is this for me and that for that and only that sake, then you miss the point. Excuse me. I've spent a lot of time contemplating how and why I do things, and if God is not the answer to that, I need to adjust my thinking. And so much time has been spent building my house and building my wants and desires and leaving God's house out of it. No. Even building my body needs to be done to glorify God. You could say, oh, hey, so you can move and do, but no. I want to be able to be feet and hands that are moved for His purpose. Everything that comes outside of that I desire, that I like, it's because He knows my heart's desire. He knows that if I work for Him, there will be benefits that I desire. And if I do it to glorify Him, then He will just simply return that tenfold for me, 100-fold, 1,000-fold. And I truly believe that. And it's beyond belief though now. I know that to be true. I had some prayers answered in my personal life today that were answered in such a random way that it was so beyond my understanding. I had to call another friend to talk about it. Say, hey man, you're not going to believe this. This is what I was told. This is what's happening. And this is what is going on as far as what I wanted to happen in my prayer life for this specific person that I love. And I couldn't have even imagined it up. And it just blows my mind. It blows my mind, and I keep referencing Haggai, that tiny little book that is in the Bible. You guys can look it up in the book of contents, and go find that specific page. I don't know the specific page in my Bible off the top of my head, but just the first chapter, and talk about the importance of not leaving Jesus' house in ruin to build your own. Your house will crumble. I don't care what kind of builder you are. It does not matter. I don't care. You can think you build it on the sturdiest foundation. The sturdiest foundation in the world is the rock of Jesus Christ. And I assure you, I would much rather live in a shack on that foundation than in a mansion on any other foundation. Because any other way, it just won't last. It won't keep you happy. It won't keep you healthy. It's only a matter of time. And to my God, time is irrelevant. As I was reading through another chapter in Peter today, that a day is like 1,000 years to God, and 1,000 years is like a day. And that's super profound, because for someone that spent a lot of years in the dark looking for Him, I can't even say looking for Him, because that's not being honest. In the dark, avoiding Him. He was there the whole time. I could have made it easy on myself and started building His house instead of building my house. And right now, I'm realizing the importance of building His house. I build His house because that's the house I want to reside in. I don't want to reside in my house. It's a lonely place. I'm pretty sure they shut the water and the electric off in that place a long time ago. And I can attest to that. And yeah, that's a whole bunch more parables and analogies that I'm using. And so I'll do my best to stop that, because the Bible also warns us to make sure we're not adding too much, or don't add anything or take away anything from the Bible. Just give it to what it is. I just like to share my perspective because it means a lot to me. When I read this Bible, there's so much that I get out of my life and dealings and happenings with other people that I love, some people that I don't even know. That the fact that these words, thousands of years old, still reign true today is not, I don't even need proof to have faith and know, but it simply is proof provided that everything that you read in here is true and that is continued importance and lessons. Now, I've rambled again. I apologize because now I have to ask. Well, I'm thinking, because now that I'm done with Proverbs, I don't know where to go now. I was thinking Psalms to do a little bit more praising. I know there's a lot of, I got some friends and some family members that are some holy rollers, and there's nothing, you can't get too much praising. But I'm curious if anyone responds to me before tomorrow's reading, and so technically it'll be tomorrow's tomorrow, because I'll post this one tomorrow. But if anyone has any heads up at what they would like me to read, I'll try and post this earlier in the day tomorrow so that maybe I can get some direction. I'd like to leave it up to faith and be directed. And sometimes God uses other people to help direct me. That's not them, that's God. And He uses all of us in different ways that He sees fit, and I love that. So if anyone can think of the next book that I should read, we're done with Revelations and we're done with Proverbs. It's crazy. 2 books already down. I love that. I'm going to keep reading. I love this. I love sharing this with you guys. But I love you. Jesus loves you. Have a great night. God bless. And if anyone sees this, 12 minutes now, we're deep. What book should I read next? There's so many that I haven't read. Some are super tiny. And I know Psalms has some super small chapters, so I might have to read a couple chapters at a time to see if I can make up that difference. But I'm willing to give it a shot, whatever it is. Have a good night, guys.